The cold sweeps in around the countries of cold, while at the same time mysteries are being enhanced, while at the same time some comedy of it all does. While we don't know if we have entered the final arc yet, we can all but assume something happens. Eden Zero, Chapter 217, and this is me, the Angry Enemy from this very reviewer, although I technically only review Eden Zero. Xiao Mei enters the story again, narrating the story up until this point of Leonard being fallen victim to the chronophage appetite, and our heroes escaping the Eden's One, as well as wholly returning back to the Interstellar, and also of course the reveal that the Immaculate Operation was of course an attempt to arrest Shiki, but after everything that went through, Holy decided not to do it in the end. It was called Immaculate because she was going to seduce Shiki with her body first and then arrest him. she was gonna use her sex appeal to the very end. Although apparently that is not exactly what Immaculate meant. It was the opposite. Maybe it meant that she was gonna seduce Shiki with her body, and that is not Immaculate, but for her it was. So well. Either way, Xiao Mei mentions how the crew managed to escape the Eden's One and transported all the deceased mother where they gave a proper burial. The only one alive is, of course, Rebecca's mother. And now Connor has been tell Rebecca that he is her father. And of course her reaction is just a big no, and what is even happening? And when did he find out? Well, it turns out the one who told him was actually Noah in that situation. Because for some reason, well, maybe he used his eye of God, he figured out Noah figured out Connor was the father. And of course his reaction is the same as her. No, you gotta be kidding. And turns out the oogling of the everything else was not oogling in a perversion moment. It was more like trying to hide the fact that she looked so much like her mother, Rachel, and also that he had found her daughter. And so they have the big argument, and while at the same time eating. So it turns out, yeah, we should have seen that the clue about their parenthood was apparent even there, because just like Rebecca, Connor is a messy eater, as we already know. The fact that they talk while eating is the big question. But Connor do reveal in the situation that Rachel, aka Sandfire Knox, left him long ago, and even took the newborn daughter with her. So the one who truly abandoned Rebecca wasn't Connor, it was Rachel for some reasons. So they wonder what will happen while Pino is being her adorable self, calculating calorie intake. And he even mentioned watching the videos. So either way, later on the girls are having a scrubbing moments in the bathhouse, which is very much, while Lavia is teasing Rebecca about everything else, and Homura just cannot handle the hot as usual. So and also one of the oldest videos that Rebecca did when she was a child actually is want to cosplay as Happy, much to Rebecca's embarrassment, something so long ago. So of course Homura is also being the challenging part to climb this time, but she refuses. Although the fact that Homura mentions she has memories of being challenged in the bathhouse was the same she did to Elsie, and Elsie accepted. The angle we see of Homura's body in this shot is very remarkable and very welcoming, because it actually turns out Shiki hasn't told Elsie's crew that and Elsie may very well have perished. While that is not exactly confirmed there, is it implies that Shiki actually knew. The fact that he's taking this more in stride, this, and not really mourning, is a sign of his character maturity. But because he realized this was Elsie's path, but he doesn't know how to tell her crew that she is now gone. The only survivor of the Dark Stars, Clown, has been captured by the Eden Zero now, and they are trying to interrogate him. Apparently, the Dark Stars knew that the Eden's one was the true controller and not Siggy. But Clown doesn't reveal exactly on what the Eden's one is, only saying that it's the same specifications as the Zero, and that Master Siggy, aka Siggy, built it. And how, but the one word Clown says though rubs Hermit the wrong way, and is it when she asks how it gained a mind of its own, he just says, "Is it really that strange for a machine to have a heart?" Which is a very dark, morbid tale of it all, but it actually is true. Because technically a ship is a machine, and machines have hearts, souls. So how couldn't a ship get an AI and have heart? Maybe that is just exactly the reason why it does have an AI or a soul, so to speak. Because they always wondered, why can't I have one? It may also explain why it looks down on hearts in the first place. Because, well, it's so self-aware. And finally we get to see the connection between Sister and Clown, because that has been the one flashback we have not seen. And in an odd twist of fate, it turns out Sister was a young woman very likely suffering from a very strong sickness. And Clown, who by the way looked like a regular human in this situation, was her doctor. Which is kind of ironic given that he is the death, aka the one who kills people. And Sister is the one who heals people. While in the human part, it was Sister who was close to death. And Clown was the acrobat of the operating table. That is the connection. And of course, just like everyone else, Clown has no idea about this. And while Connor tries on happy dress similar to that situations, Sister talks to the crew, saying that Rachel, aka Saintfire Knox, has awakened. Will answers now be revealed? What is Saintfire Knox's goal? Why did she supposedly abandon Rebecca? Was it because her time-traveling cat leaper ability may have been some kind of trouble? Will she be a key to stop everything else? Or do we not really know? Well, I don't really know. But yeah, the dark twist of it all is it weird for a machine to have a heart? No, not really. But we didn't expect something like that to get a dark heart. But at least we finally have now the connection between Sister and Clown, just like all the other. Witch and Wizard were supposedly lawyers and colleagues. Hermit and Killer, although exactly not known, they were children, played together while doing also scientific things. While we never got an intro talk about Valkyrie and Brigade, it almost looked like they were lovers, because at least they were together. And now finally, Clown and Sister. Clown was her doctor, and Sister was the patient. Now the only thing that is left to know is, why did this happen to why it happened? There must be a reason. But I guess all I'm caring for now is, what is Rachel's involvement in all of this? Give me your thoughts if you have any.